It's just the burger is like a cock. Like you have a fucking meat patty in your hand. That's like having a second cock.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Sometimes
matter
I'll
if
just
it's it doesn't matter if like the contents of it or this chemical make. Do you know the chemical makeup of your own cock?
get out of here.
No.
Get out of here. Sometimes I just hold my bro's burger. Sometimes I go with my bro to get a burger, and I just hold their burger.
You want to make sure
I want to just feel the heft of it.
You want to make sure he's masculinizing appropriately. All right, I'm Alexander Edward.
And I'm Tony Boswell.
We are Minion Death Cult. The world is ending. 3D printed meat is responsible.
Again?
And we're documenting. I don't know if we've had 3D printed meat yet, Tony.
Sorry, just meat. This meat is often responsible. It's usually just meat's fault.
Well, it's usually vegan meat's fault,
meat, yeah.
Tony. There's a little
Fake
bit of a
meat.
distinction you might be familiar with.
Fake meat, yeah.
We're going back to the basics here at Minion Death Cult. We thought, why shake things up? Things have always been good and the best they're ever going to be. So why not return to some of the classics? Dietary preferences, specifically vegan diet stuff. All right, this is courtesy of, I think this was Kelsey in the Facebook group, shared this to the group, and it's a post about
Kelsey.
It's a post about fake meat. I think Kelsey said she didn't like the idea of fake meat because she would know that an animal didn't suffer to make it. So she wasn't into the idea because there was less suffering involved.
That's where the flavor comes from.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Kelsey, I think, said the exact opposite of that. But Michelle Martin posted on Facebook, welcome to the future. A factory in Holland 3D prints 500 tons of steaks a month. And this is where, just starting right here,
Yeah.
you know what I'm going to say, Tony. This shit should not legally be allowed to be called a steak.
There you go. Yeah, off the jump. Everyone knows
you should
that.
have to say like brick,
Or it should have to be called like stonk. Something that's a misspelling of steak that's kind of similar to steak, like the malk thing.
What if it's steak, STAKE? Because it's a high stakes situation whenever you eat it, because you don't know if it's going to turn you trans.
Exactly. Until it's too late is when you find out. But no, I think it actually would be like STAQUE.
Yeah. Or you could, yeah, totally. Or just like STK. STK doesn't work. That just looks like stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, you're right. The Q's the way to go.
I think the Q might be the way. Yeah, I'm into it. Pay us if you want.
Redefine Meat. That's the name of the company. Redefine Meat. See, they're doing Orwell right in front of you.
Yep.
Trying
Nothing is safe.
They're telling you, believe people, by people I mean a company trying to make money, when they tell you who they are. They're literally trying to redefine the English language.
Nothing is sacred, not even the English language.
Redefine Meat Company will supply German restaurants with printed fillets. Approximately 110 German restaurants are already buying, quote, meat from Redefine Meat. Quote, to begin the 3D printed meat process, scientists biopsy a batch sample of animal stem cells depending on the desired type of meat, beef, pork, poultry, or even fish. These cells then undergo an in vitro proliferation process, bathing in a nourishing, nutrient-dense serum with a climate-controlled bioreactor. Over the course of several weeks, these cells multiply, interact, and differentiate into the fat and muscle cells that make up bioink. Then a robot arm uses a nozzle to dispense this paste-like cultured meat filament in fine layers atop one another. How does this sound to you, Tony?
Rough. Like I'm number one in line for the fake meat, for all the fake meats. And the thing is, I would eat the fuck out of this, but the copy on this is bad. The copy on this is like, it's almost like it was maliciously written. It sounds rough.
I think Michelle might indeed be like rage baiting. All the reactions to this are negative. So she might be the one who actually wrote this, or she just like selectively took the most visceral and clinical sounding language and compiled it together. I don't know. Like it doesn't really turn me off. Like how does it taste? How does it bite?
Yeah.
How much does it cost? Like all of that stuff is way more. I don't know.
That's the thing, is that I know we have 3D printed meat. I know we have lab grown meat. It's just that I can't afford it yet. Because if I could, I would be able to defend it right now.
It doesn't, and this okay. So for anybody who doesn't know, I eat meat. Tony doesn't. I eat a ton of non-meat stuff too. I grew up around weirdo vegans like Tony. Yeah. So I've eaten all the different kinds of vegan stuff and enjoyed almost every kind of it. Eat like all this language, this like clinical language or visceral language doesn't really sound that much more gross than like it's animal flesh.
Totally.
Like if you were to describe like an animal's flesh in this detailed way, it would also sound like a weird Cronenbergian creation. It doesn't really turn me off that much.
Yeah, like honestly, if they were to do like the real steps to the slaughter, then it would probably be less appetizing than this.
Yeah. This was written by Brooke Becker, August 9th, 2023. So it's written by somebody else. Reactions to this were just wonderful. We've spent a lot of time on Twitter lately, unfortunately, and that's another reason why I wanted to have just a wholesome Facebook post, a nice good old fashioned Facebook post.
Yeah.
And I was not disappointed because I found just all the archetypes of Facebook style posts were here. Let me pull up the window real quick. Okay, so this one right here. I'm reading from somebody who shared this post. Jennifer Sky Franklin. On the surface, this seems like a great type of Facebook post. Mm-hmm. And then when you look closer, I think it's actually a new, also great type of Facebook post. Okay, so this is from Jennifer Sky Franklin, who's got like a iPhone generated user avatar, like a 3D cartoon.
Yeah,
for your
Bitmoji.
Yeah, I think it's a Bitmoji. Shares the the fake meat, the 3D printed meat article, and says, "This is not right. I mean, I guess if we could keep us from eating animals, it's not that bad, I suppose, but it just touches on a great deal of moral ground." And so I'm like, that's so true. This isn't right, but maybe it is, because it does indeed touch on a lot of moral ground.
What moral ground? Yeah, I'm so confused here.
Well, there's ethics involved in everything, Tony. Obviously, you've never taken a philosophy class.
True.
Did you know that some people consider it unethical to raise factory farmed livestock?
Yeah, we call those people like, we call them pussies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitches. Yeah, there's tons of moral ground. I love it. Touches on a great deal of moral ground. There's so much moral ground here. There's so many arguments to be made about this. Definitely controversial, to say the least. And it's so controversial. Even I have an internal conflict with it. It's not right. I mean, I guess it is. I don't know. And then she finishes this off with, "What are you guys think?"
You did so good. You did so good, Jen. Like you did so good until the very end. Like what happened at the end there?
So that's when my suspicion was aroused. This is AI. This is just an AI post, right? Somebody fed this post into an AI and was like, "Chat GPT, react to this like a Facebook user." And it spat out one of the stupid things it's ever been told to write.
What are you? And what's funny about the whole Chat GPT thing is the whole thing is you copy and paste it, but then you edit it. That's like the whole point. And this is like less than a paragraph. This is fine. There's not much work to be done with this one.
Yeah, but
what are you guys think? It's one word they could have changed and they might have got away with it.
The whole point of doing AI is so you don't have to do any work at all. Yeah. And so this AI is probably covering like, or I don't know, whatever operation is going on is probably covering like 1,000 of these accounts. So I don't think it's in their interest to fucking like who could care? People still interacted with this post,
Yeah. It's fine because I see these things and my first thought is because there's like levels of narcissism, right? There's like podcasters like us, where we're like so convinced people want to hear what we say. But whenever I see a post like this, I'm like, Jennifer, who the fuck are you to do an engagement post? Like who are you? Why are you like? when they do the, so what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this?
See,
Like,
Tony, I think your brain has been fried by the internet. Some people just log on to Facebook because they want to have a good conversation. And you're viewing it through the lens of micro transactions and views and plays and stats and whatever.
I'm the poisoned one.
She's viewing it through humanity.
Yeah,
using AI.
Exactly. It's because at first I was reading that, I was like, Jennifer has a misunderstanding of what's happening here. Jennifer doesn't understand what's going on with this fake meat. But then I realized, oh yeah, it's because Jennifer is not real.
Yeah. Somebody responded. Cheryl replied to Jennifer, I personally would rather eat the animal. I don't trust that any corporate entity has my best interest in mind, ... or government for that matter.
Well, have I got some news for you?
another great Facebook post. Hey, keep the government and the corporations out of my non-branded food that I get from a guy on the corner that a guy hands me in a brown paper bag.
But I don't. It sucks because that's just as we're saying, that's just not true. It's just people really don't have any idea of like where these things come from. They don't really understand like what the going ons behind the reason why you can't eat raw chicken in America.
Sure.
But
okay, this is the way I look at it. And this is might be kind of a theme of this episode for the, I don't know, more discerning listener, for me personally. What it is the corporations are already in control, right? Yeah. So like, people are having a bad time with the corporations under control.
Terrible time. Yeah.
And it just worries them about literally anybody else getting control, whether or not but what if it's actually a more democratic system of controlling, what our economy looks like or what our food standards look like or anything like that. Right. You have to say like, I don't trust any corporate entity, but they're what we got. So like,
yeah,
the devil, I think it is a lot like the devil is better than the one you don't.
Absolutely. And the devil is even better if you don't know anything about that devil. You're just aware of that devil.
Absolutely.
You don't need it. It's like, if you ever talk, it's a lot of people, if you can talk to most people in like America and you tell them like, you have conversations around the food industry and stuff like that. And you bring up things like, shelf stable dairy and stuff like that. Like in most countries, you can have your milk out for a while, and you can't have it out for like 20 minutes in America. And they're like, no, but I don't want anything else because I at least know that I have 20 minutes to put it in the fridge here. I don't want to have any other new thing.
I think a lot of it is like just, I mean, I know it's reductive to a certain degree, but I think a lot of it is, or reductive and cliche, but a lot of it is like being scared of change because change is so often bad. When you're in a country that's ruled by for-profit enterprises, the change tends to benefit them, right? So I totally get being averse to change and being like, well, I'm still alive with everything we have right now. Might as well keep this going.
I'm surviving right now. I don't know if I can pivot at all.
Because you wouldn't know,
Yeah.
This is another very common response on Facebook, sharing the post about fake meat and typing no.
Yep.
As Jessica Leonard did, just like a visceral, guttural expletive of disgust, And
it's funny because this is just, I mean, I guess she's reposting the original post, but this is just the pictures with the word no. And so like, I don't know, if you were to look at this, I would maybe presume that I wouldn't know what it is, but the bottom picture does look like meat. And so it looks like it's, I hate factory produced things.
Sure.
I hate fake things.
The top one, you know what it looks like to me? It looks like what we've had for 3D printed meat for decades, which is Spam.
Totally.
And it's delicious.
Yeah.
If 3D printed meat is anything like Spam, fry me up some.
Yeah, it's funny because like there's been things like meat glue forever, that are in most meats now, and it's like, What's wrong with this? This is fine. We've done some pretty cool things like this. You like hot dogs, don't you?
Love hot dogs.
Love a hot dog.
One of the best things. Somebody commented on Jessica's post where she said, no. Heather says, once it comes to this here in early 2025, from what I'm hearing, I'm going vegan. If I can't find locally sourced meat, puke emoji, puke emoji. Hard pass for me. Congratulations, Heather, on playing right into their hands.
Yeah.
This is what the WEF wants. This is what they want from you. They want you to go vegan. It's very funny to like find this sort of conspiracy side of Facebook, because Facebook, like a lot of the more hard right, new right conspiracy theories are absolutely proliferating on Facebook. You know, the WEF is extremely unpopular on Facebook. And, you know, eating the bugs is a meme on Facebook now. Or it's been one for several years now. So it's interesting to see this reaction to it. I will never eat the fake meat. I'm going to go vegan.
No, I actually...
I will not eat the bug. You know what? I think eating bugs is immoral, actually. Klaus Schwab cannot make me eat the bugs.
I ran into something like that. I was at this spot in Palm Springs 2 days ago called Chef Tanya's. Super good. This lady who started Native Foods. After she sold that, she opened a sandwich shop called Chef Tanya's. Super good. I was eating outside. This older lady, like I'm talking like probably 65, 70, comes out and she asked me what I got. And she's like, yeah, I just started being vegan. I'm like, oh, that's great. You know, good for you. And she was like, I just don't trust what they're putting in our food anymore.
Absolutely. Yeah. Same here.
I just don't trust the dairy industry anymore. I just don't trust they're pumping it full of hormone and I'm sitting there. Yeah, totally.
Yep.
Absolutely. Amen, sister.
What's funny
is
that
is what's coming now. You know, it's kind of awesome.
Yeah, but I mean that's true though. Like they are pumping cows full of hormones to like keep them lactating and all of that stuff. So that's absolutely. But it is funny to be like, you know, I don't trust the hormones they put in cows. They're going to turn my son into like some weird non-binary kid. I'm not even going to be able to call him a son anymore.
Yeah. What if it changes her at this late age? She's been so used to not being gay.
I mean, and people have tried to own these people by saying that, yeah, there is estrogen in a fucking burger. There's estrogen in beer, like more so than soy. Yeah. That doesn't matter. It's just the burger is like a cock. Like you have a fucking meat patty in your hand. That's like having a second cock.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter it doesn't matter if like the contents of it or this chemical do you know the chemical makeup of your own cock?
Get out of here.
No.
Get out of here. Sometimes I just hold my bro's burger. Sometimes I go with my bro to get a burger and I just hold their burger.
You want to make sure
I want to just feel the heft of it.
You want to make sure he's masculinizing appropriately. You don't want him to be feminized. You need to keep a keen eye on your bros, fellas.
I did bring an out of towner to Baker's today
yeah.
Because they were going on and on about In-N-Out. And I was like, let's go get you a burger real quick.
Do they have the Baker's burger?
Yeah, she got the double baker.
Nice.
Grilled onions and cheese.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's right. That's how I would do it back in the day.
She get the spicy ketchup?
I got the spicy ketchup. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Got Tulip House and Baker's in the same day. And I'm like, it's all downhill from here. This is as good as it gets. It's been real. This is peak. But yeah, the burger went over well. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. People don't know about this.
Yeah, it's good shit. America's first twin kitchen, folks.
You know that's how I sold it. Yeah. You know, that's exactly what I said.
But yeah, Jessica responded, this can't be healthy or even safe to eat. It's like, I don't know. It probably is. Like red meat is not that healthy for you guys. Like I fucking love red meat. I eat it like every other day, probably, if not every day. But I know it's not good for you. Like that's baby shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Jessica's probably a water girl. Jessica might be on water TikTok. Like Americans eat like garbage, meat or not. Just the regular shit we eat is crazy.
But water talk, that sounds healthy. That sounds like you're hydrated.
not aware of water talk, are you? You're doing a bit right now?
I vaguely remember you like add a bunch of sweeteners and
just
stuff.
So many sugars. You're basically making like triple Kool-Aid.
Hell yeah.
And they're like nuts, and they're just not good for you.
Do you get like desensitized to the sweetness and the sugar like the same way you get to caffeine? So you have to just keep adding more and more.
That must be what it is. But they're also adding caffeine.
It's like when I take a hot shower and like even 5 minutes in, I'm like, I'm too used to this.
Got turned up.
Got to turn it up. That's turning up the what do they call the add-ons? What do they refer to them? Mix-ins?
Mix-ins sounds good. But like the thing is they sell these, the packets of like Kool-Aid or whatever drink or Starburst flavor, and that's supposed to be from one of the little water bottles, right?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be from one little water bottle and still a lot of sugar.
Putting it into
they
a
add
shot.
like 4 of those, and then they add like pumps of syrups, and it's just insane. And they have like, I think the cool thing they do is they all buy ice machines that make crushed ice, and that I can get behind.
That's all right. I don't know. I get my water from the fridge, so I don't like need ice really in my water. I do put a packet in my 40-ounce thermos every day, but it's a fucking hydrolyzing packet. So it does have it has a flavor, but it's got more hydrogen. It's got more hydrogens in it that help hydrate you. Those packets are so fucking expensive. You buy them from I really do put one in my bottle like twice a day. They're like $1 a packet. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, I got the Brita pitcher filter, so I'm saving money there. I can afford to ball out with the hydrolyzing packets, right?
Well, you know what's funny is I think you're probably just drinking enough water. They might be redundant for you.
But it's good. They're so good.
Do they taste good?
They're so tangerine.
Oh, I know they were flavored. Oh, then run that. Yeah, then you can spice up your water a little bit. That's fine. Because I was like, some people do the flavorless ones, and I'm like, I just think you just need to drink more water. But
sure,
if you put a little stank on it, go for it. Go crazy.
It does help. I'm kind of like a baby in that respect. If you flavor up the water a little bit, I'm probably more likely to drink it.
Yeah. I respect that.
Oh, I loved this. Brandon Van Haren says next they will figure out how to 3D print a living dinosaur. Then Jurassic Park happens.
Like what? Like that, you don't have any idea. Like what? Like would you like 3D print the dinosaur and then like fill it with blood and then like kickstart it? Right?
Yeah,
is that how it would work?
Yes, you would 3D print the dinosaur, and it has all the fucking all the blood vessels and the entire circulatory system and all that, but it's empty.
Yeah,
and then you pump blood into it, and then you electrocute it. You get lightning to strike it, and that's how you bring the T-Rex back.
Do you 3D print the T-Rex from its feet up or off on its side?
I would think it would be some kind of mold, some kind of injection mold, so you can get like, I mean, I guess you don't need that anymore with a 3D printer, but I don't know, maybe with a more delicate, you have to have some sort of lattice work, some sort of support to hold it up while it's being
do.
built.
When they do 3D printing, they do supports. They do those. They do the little and then you'd have to cut those off before you start it because it'd be very painful for the. I mean, you're just for the dinosaur.
Well, that, and you're giving it extra weapons too. It can whip all those rods, those support beams around like weapons. We already have cloning.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park was about cloning.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is a huge whiff for me. It's a bad comment. I'm sorry. Dominic responds to Brandon. They're bringing back woolly mammoths in 2027. Did you know that, Tony? They're bringing back woolly mammoths in 2027.
Well, what's funny is so if you believe they're bringing back woolly mammoths in 2027, you believe they already brought back a woolly mammoth. Because if according to woolly mammoth cloning lore, there's a little baby woolly mammoth out there right now.
Oh shit!
And so if you're gonna go for it, why are you throwing a future date out there?
Okay, I'm searching on the internet. They're bring back woolly mammoths in 2027. Colossal Biosciences, founded in 2021, is one biotechnology company that has publicly stated that its project is to genetically resurrect the woolly mammoth combining its genes with Asian elephant DNA. It is publicly stated that it intends to complete the project by 2027. Something that is definitely going to happen. I mean, if a private company said it, a private company that started in 2 years ago, I'm inclined to believe that they'll achieve this goal. I'm inclined to believe that this is something they're going to actually do and not something they used to raise $2 billion with and then will go bankrupt in a year or so.
Well, after the success of the Biden clone, I think they're going to get real ambitious with the clones.
Talk about a dinosaur.
Oh,
yeah. And then Brandon responds to woolly mammoths. I think I saw something about that. They need to focus on bring back common sense before those.
Boy, we can clone some common sense. God it's the rapper Common. It's a bunch of the rapper Common standing around.
Oh, I thought you were saying that that's like a logic verse, maybe, or like a common verse. Like,
yeah.
Why can't we clone common sense?
No, because Common's name is Common Sense.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
That was his like original. Yeah, so.
But I mean, that does sound like
him.
That does sound like a bar he would have. Like his, isn't that him on the Thundercat album where it's like, why can't we have a love revolution?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that part.
Let me look it up real quick. But yeah,
he doesn't sing really.
Why can't we
like talking?
Why can't we 3D print some gumption for this next generation?
Please, yeah, come on. Can we maybe lab grow some tenacity?
Oh, Pharrell. Not
Common. Yeah, Pharrell.
Yeah, it's a Pharrell.
Fuck Pharrell. Fuck. You know what? Very few people have hurt my feelings more than Pharrell. Honestly, Pharrell hurts worse than Kanye because Kanye's a little idiot. But Pharrell's, he's being a little Zionist. He's out there being a fucking Zionist. No, why the fuck are you as a black man in America being a Zionist? Why? Where you get? I fucking hate it. Fuck you, Pharrell. Well, and I was really looking forward to getting his skincare line, but you know what? Not getting any money from me, buddy. Not for no moisturizer. Not for no Zionist moisturizer.
I don't know. So I think there's a lot of black guys in America who have strong feelings about Israel and think that, yes, the Jews do belong there, and by which I mean me. Last reply to the 3D printed meat. Steve Vandage Juche? What is he upholding Juche thought in his very like family tree?
Yeah.
I don't know. What a wild last name.
Yeah, Vendijuche. Yeah.
Steve says, "Remember the movie Soylent Green?" And there's 4 exclamation points. And I do remember that. Bug. Well, I hadn't thought about that movie in so long. Nobody ever brings it up.
No.
And so you kind of forget about it.
Real slept on.
But in that movie, now that I'm thinking about it, it was about 3D printed meat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the horrors of it.
That's what it was. That's what was fucked up about it, is they were killing the people to power the machines to 3D print the meat. How come was it called what's the Snowpiercer? How come Snowpiercer hasn't replaced that yet?
It has in the I do see Snowpiercer gifs of the cricket patties or whatever they're
good. The roach patties. That's like that's the only scene that like didn't look good to me was when they like went into the machine and it showed all the CGI cockroaches being smashed up. But that was it. But
I'm kind of a hater. That movie was kind of like, I don't know. I get it. I get the metaphor, guys. I don't know. Some of the set pieces were good. I don't like Chris Evans all that much.
It was that thing where it was fun.
I need to see it again. I'm sure it's better than I remember. This is
I don't know. Maybe you should try checking out the Soylent Green movie instead.
Maybe. Yeah. I actually haven't seen it. But yeah, I'm not like a big Bong Joon-ho fan, I don't think. Like Okja. Did you see Okja?
Okja sucked.
Okja was like one of the most annoying movies.
Okja was fucking garbage.
People love that movie though. I couldn't say anything bad about it.
People shut the fuck up. People are full of shit. Okja was fucking garbage. I wanted to like Okja. Of course I wanted to like Okja. Like, but that movie was fucking garbage. I fucking hate that movie.
I just remember being extremely annoyed by it and like mad at it.
Yeah, it's the least satisfying movie of all time.
Yeah, but I mean, I like Parasite. I liked The Host.
Parasite ruled.
Fine. I still want to see Memories of Murder. But yes, I'll watch Snowpiercer again. I'll check
Parasite makes up for everything, anyways. It doesn't matter. Parasite's an incredible film.
It is.
That's right. I said film. That's right.
Okay, but yeah, Steve says, remember the movie Soylent Green? This is kind of like that because it's about food. It's something I'm scared of. And Tammy responds, Steve, this was kind of my first thought. I did read most of these responses, though, to try and educate myself a little more. ...
Oh, that's not. Let me tell you something about the internet, Tammy. That's not the way to do it. Don't.
I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking. Study the comments.
Study the comments.
This is how you. How do you think we got to be so intelligent?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. It is the comments that's how we got here. And I should be getting an honorary degree from someone any day now for all the comments we have studied.
From Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
we definitely should get some sort of employee of the month. You know,
so
I think we've done more than anybody to expose the humanity, the human faces and human feelings on Facebook.com.
Exactly. I think that we are the gateway to empathy on Facebook. You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't know. It just Tammy studied the comments, and it looks like she's enlightened.
Yeah. Like, and is she telling Steve like, "Hey, don't worry. I read some of the comments, and I don't think it's the same thing as Soylent Green."
I read some of the comments, also a Wikipedia about the movie Soylent Green, and I think you're okay.
I think you're going to be good.
That would probably be the best thing to do for him. Like, don't give him any more information than that. Just be like, no, it's not a Soylent Green thing. It's
not great.
Or you could just say another movie that has good food in it.
It's not Soylent Green. It's actually the scene from Hook.
Yes.
It's actually imaginary food.
And he'll be like, oh,
any color you want.
Nice.
I couldn't think of any other good food.
That is like the best food scene. Any Thanksgiving movie or that scene in Old Boy where he eats the live octopus on camera. It's like that scene, Steve. An animal is in a lot of pain.
Dang. I like that.
You remember that scene?
No, I haven't been able to see it on film, so I won't see it yet. You know, I want to give it the respect it's due as a real cinephile.
70 millimeter or 35?
I don't know if I could admit out loud that I've never seen it. Old Boy. I'm still trying to get laid, by people, and if they find out I haven't seen Old Boy, it's over.
I don't know. That's a pretty good hint to drop if you want somebody to take you back to their apartment and start a movie.
Yeah, that's actually So I actually haven't seen Old Boy. I actually haven't seen Old Boy, for the record.
Yeah, he eats an octopus in like.
That's why I haven't seen it.
One take, and the tentacles are like grabbing his face while he's doing it.
And I don't want to. If there's a live octopus on a film, I need to be able to jerk off to it or learn.
Also, I should say, if you do hook up to Old Boy, make sure it turns off about 2/3 of the way through, like before the third act, for sure.
Okay.
Or just like you don't need that part of it.
Okay, good to know. Noted.
I'm imagining somebody who is like, should I take Tony back to watch Old Boy? Like we'll watch a different movie.
We'll start Old Boy.
Am I gonna be the person who fucked to Old Boy? I don't know. I don't think so. Nobody spoil Old Boy for Tony. Don't you fucking dare spoil it.
No, so if anybody did hear that, they're like, challenge accepted. They're like, that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna watch Old. We're We're gonna finish to the finish of Old Boy. No, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay,
do it.
no spoilers, no spoilers. I don't plan on it. I'm a cinephile. I don't do anything when movies are on.
Yeah, one and only one screen experience for me, right? Okay, let's move on.